Alright, what's going on everybody on YouTube? Griffin here, coming back to you guys with another live stream. It is already Monday, October 1st, 2018. Fresh start to a new quarter. Hopefully you guys are having a good day and a good start off to your month. I had a pretty decent day. I'll show you guys here in a second how much money I made with SPY options. Of course, as you guys know, I mostly only do SPY calls. Though I probably should have placed a put once we got up to the high today, but I generally don't like betting against the stock market. Like I said, number one, morals. Number two, every time I do, I get burned. So, like I always say, just why? Try to fix what's not broken at the end of the day. Do what works. Don't be stupid and over-sophisticate everything. Just go with what works at the end of the day. Obviously, we had, and first and foremost, before I get going into this, if you're new to the channel and just wondering what we're all about just doing anything to achieve financial freedom. I personally don't want to work a job my whole life till I'm 60, 65. I don't see the point in working 40, 50 years of your life to retire at an old age where you can't really do that much. So if you're that kind of person into that, definitely consider subscribing below. We'd love to have you here. We talk about obviously investing in the stock market, options, day trading, swing trading, penny stocks from time to time, all that good stuff, as well as just, like I said, any way to make money on your own. I started this channel by doing Amazon, FBA, and eBay, selling books, reselling items from garage sales, stuff like that. Have tons of videos about that if you're interested in that. So like I said, consider subscribing below. We'd love to have you here, of course. And we have it totally free. That's one thing you'll learn right off the bat with me is I don't charge for anything of mine whatsoever. I don't see value in it personally, never will more than likely, other than I am writing a book that's probably going to come out. I'm aiming for within the next month or two, but if it takes months or a year, however long it takes to publish and all that, then whatever. But we have a totally free Discord group chat is what I was getting at. It'll be in the description box. But with that being said, guys, we obviously had a pretty good day, especially a start off to the day. It looked like we were going to go up a whole % on SPY. But overall, I'll just show you guys right off the bat. Hopefully our stream's doing all right. I'll just show you guys right off the bat that I made a little over $100 today. However, you can see that you can see whenever I bought my next call, I went up briefly. I was setting this up, hopefully, I was hoping that I got the end of the dip. I'll show you guys exactly what I'm talking about. So I bought right in here on this dip. Actually, not this dip. I bought this dip because I missed out on this dip. I was obviously doing work things. I'll get you guys pulled back up here. I missed this dip, this big one right here, and then I caught this one, and I thought, okay, you can see actually where I was actually starting to profit from that. And in all honesty, I could have used a day trade, but why? I was only up I was up 3% on my account overall. I was up about 6, 7, maybe even 8% on the call option overall. But then obviously in the afternoon session, we had a pretty decent pullback. And again, I went against, not entirely, but I went against what I kind of have known just from recent trends. What I often look at, I obviously look at the 1-day, 1-minute chart. Just to see what's going on, but then I often look, I'll use the 20-day tenor, usually on the time again for dip buying opportunities, for options with SPY specifically. I saw that the green just kept slowly but surely dwindling down, and I bought like right in here, like one of these last bars. Like I said, it was early afternoon, like 1 o'clock, 12 o'clock, somewhere around in there. And then you can see finally afterwards it decided to switch red on us, but I did it prematurely. It was actually these two were actually green bars on the phone at least. It might have just updated or something, whatever. But point being, I knew deep down, I was like, man, I should wait for the MACD indicator to switch to red, wait for it to see how extended it's going to get on the MACD, see how far we're going to pull back overall on the MACD, and then buy. Sure enough, I jumped the gun. I was like, well, we're flatline. I'll go ahead and buy while I have the time to. It's not costing me a hell of a lot of money, but it's just annoying because I know I could have got it at a very, very good price. If I would have waited like I normally would have and should have, I would have got the options right at the low of the day. Well, not quite the low of the day, but pretty close to the low of the day, which was close to 291. You can see we bounced pretty much like right at 291. I probably would have hopped in somewhere. I would have waited for some confirmation. I probably would have hopped in at like 291.37 versus hopping in at like 292 on some of the options, and I hopped in also at like 291.70 or something like that, or 80 maybe, somewhere around there. You can see overall though, it did bring my profits down. You can see at one point I was only up $12 for the day. Again, it's not about the micro. It's not about, I could have stopped here, which honestly was what I was planning on doing, but then of course I saw SPY slipping throughout the day, so I was like, I'm going to look to dip buy at some point today. But I could have settled with this. I was up, I mean, I was pretty much at, I missed out on that. I mean, you guys know how it is right at the bell. This was right at the bell. It's obviously always the highest or lowest, like almost right at the bell, and it's just super volatile and crazy. But I could have settled with $185, 57, 58% for the account for the day. But, I mean, again, it's all about setting yourself up for those future gains. Again, these are 10-10, so I have a week and a half, roughly, dead on a week and a half, for these to make me some money. I'm planning on flipping these. I'm hoping that we have I'm thinking that, let me go ahead and just go to our chart here. I'm thinking tomorrow, I wouldn't be surprised if it's a red day. However, not a big red day by any means, anything like that. Just because we had such a, I mean, the Dow Jones was up like 200 points today. Obviously, S&P was up, the SPY was up over $1, just over $1 today. Let me check out our 1 year, not the 180 day. Let's see where we are. Go right here. Okay, so 1%. But either way, a 1/4% to 1/10% would be enough for me to at least flip back over to green, because I'm not like super negative on these options. You can see this one, I'm down, I think, about 9%, something like that, which to a lot of people that are day traders, swing traders, all that good stuff, you're like, wow, you're down 9-10%, that's a lot. It's really not at all, guys, not when it comes to options. And if you think that one's bad, wait till you see this other one. I mean, I'm down like 18 or 19, maybe even 20. Yeah, about 17, 18%, down 76. A lot of people, that's the thing, guys, is you have to have trust in your ability as a trader. Like, it would be so easy to panic sell. I watched this go all the way down. I watched it go all the way, and I was just kicking out. Those of you in Discord know, you can attest to what I was like saying in the Discord group chat. I was just kicking the hell out of myself. I was like, I knew I should have waited. I knew I should have waited. I knew I should have waited. But at the end of the day, I still got it at a good enough price, just below 290. Well, some of them were like just above 292, and then the others were well below 292. But you can see we're already back up to like what? Watching very closely. I want to see us break 293 this week for sure. That would obviously put me in super green on the options I currently have. But overall, I think tomorrow, personally, I think tomorrow's going to be another green day. I think we're going to go up roughly 1/4%. So that would be from our current standpoint, roughly, that would put us roughly at 292.50 to 292.75, which is realistic. Yeah, that's realistic. That's about an 80 cent, 75 cent to $1 gain. I think $1 would be stretching it, but I think 50 to 75 cents is definitely in the range of possibility for tomorrow, which would obviously be pretty good for my SPY option. 75 cents would be preferred. If the markets go up 75 cents tomorrow, I'll probably go ahead and cover my profits. I know that the option down here will be pretty well green. It'll probably be somewhere around, if I was a betting man, somewhere around 90 bucks or so. And then these would probably be around 115, which for my profit would not be huge by any stretch, because I bought them, like I said, overpriced. Bought them around, what, 106. So yeah, I mean, that would give me $9, $18 of no, I bought 4. That would give me $36 of profit. If that goes to 90, I bought that at like 74, so that would give me 16. That would give me, again, how much? Around $52, $50 to $60 worth of profit tomorrow is what I'm hoping for, by Wednesday for sure, which would obviously mean overall these go up big time. It would essentially just add $50 to $60 to that. I'd be sitting around $560 essentially, maybe $570 or higher, because in all honesty, if you guys watched Sunday Stock Watch last night or yesterday afternoon, whenever I did it, I was expecting to only gain maybe 120, 125 bucks tomorrow, depending on just how green the markets were. Then I woke up, markets went live, I was like, holy shit, I'm up almost $200. So, I mean, I like to lowball, low estimate everything. I mean, who knows? I'm just lowballing it, just saying, I think this will be worth about 90. This will be worth about 115. But who knows? It could be worth 100. It could be worth 130. Who's to say? It depends on what comes with tomorrow and beyond. Because again, these don't expire till 10/10. I'm in no rush to sell these. Obviously, I would like to sell them tomorrow. I'd like to sell them Wednesday. But if I have to, I'll hold them till Thursday, Friday. I would really, really like to get rid of them by Friday for sure. I really think I will. It's just, I know that we're probably going to have at least one red day this week. It might be tomorrow, might be Wednesday. Obviously, no one can ultimately tell at the end of the day. I personally don't think it's going to be tomorrow, but it will probably be either tomorrow or Wednesday. So that's why I would like to get rid of them sooner rather than later. I mean, of course, we could always go on one of these runs where we just have, what, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 or 6 green days in a row. But you can see just by, I mean, just recent trends over and over, we'll have a couple green in a row. 1, 2, then a red, then a green. Then we'll have a few reds. I mean, we'll have 3 out of 4, 4 out of 5 green. So, I mean, it just depends at the end of the day. That's the beauty of options, is you're buying time, so don't get discouraged if you see, oh my God, I'm going down a ton. I mean, let's take a look at this option here that went down to 87 when I bought it at 106. At one point, it dropped all the way down to $68. So that means I was down $38 times 4 on those is what, about 100 and close to, not close to 200, but probably over $150 I was down on those options. So you definitely have to have an iron stomach when trading. I mean, 1.5 weeks is still a very short-term option. It is the closest I will go personally when it comes to options. 1.5, like I said, 1.5 to 2 weeks is the range I like to do. 1.5 is generally the shortest range I will trade personally. But overall, like I said, I'm still pretty confident in the market. We bounced pretty much perfectly right off of my little trend line here that I've drawn out, and we're pretty much falling almost right in line with this. Obviously, this trend line isn't much. It's just what I was saying I would like to see happen. So, I mean, we'll see. At the end of the day, I still think we're within this fine tunnel. I still think we could hit 295 by the end of the week. I mean, we're still only, what, a little over $3 off of that. So, I mean, it's not a stretch by any means. My realistic goal, though, is 293 to 294 for this week. I think that's realistic. We're going to have a red day probably at some point, maybe even 2. Obviously, no one can predict at the end of the day, but overall, I'm still pretty confident in the markets. There's really nothing. It's funny to watch the Bears' arguments. Their arguments are so bad, and I mean, that's why they keep getting slaughtered over and over, because there's no argument right now for what could cause the market to go down. Which I know whenever everybody's talking good about the market is when usually bad stuff happens, blah, 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 blah. But I'm not worried about outside noise at the end of the day. I go by what works. I go by what works for me. And that's pretty much what the channel's all about. It's just all of us coming together and showing what works for one another and try to learn off one another at the end of the day. But one thing I also liked, even though that we did drop super far close to the end of the day, I was really encouraged that we bounced off 291. I mean, I think we went slightly below 291 very briefly. Yeah, 290.98, but you can see it was just like, nope. It just came right back up, and we finished the day super strong. I mean, if you bought calls down here, you're probably pretty well in the green, in all honesty. Yeah, you're probably doing pretty nice already. But I'm super confident just because, like I said, I love that we bounced off 290. If we go back to like our 5-day, obviously last week was a down week. You can see we bounced off 289, bounced off of 289.50. Well, 289.40, 289.50 was the support last week. I think 291 is probably going to be the support this week, or at least today it was. So, I mean, you can see, I mean, we have these pretty decent pullbacks almost every single day at some point. I mean, obviously last week was a down week, but I mean, even if we go out to, like, say, the 20-day chart, you can see, I mean, let's just zoom in, let's just pick a random, let's just pick right here where we were going up a lot. So you can see, sell-off, or not sell-off, pullback, then we finished strong. Started out with a kaboom, kind of just leveled out throughout the day. Kaboom, then kind of leveled out slightly at the end of the day. Up and down, big pullback, finished the day decently. So, I mean, it happens anytime, no matter if we're going to have a red day or a green day, we always have some kind of decent pullback, which can act as a very good buying opportunity for options, short-term options traders. So you just got to be paying attention, set those alerts. If you have a job like me, what I do is I keep my TD Ameritrade app open 99% of the day. If I close it, it's usually on accident. But what I'll do is I'll keep the app open. I set my alerts. I always have a headphone in. That way, if an alert gets triggered, I'll hear it right in my ear. And then usually as soon as possible, usually within 5 minutes or less, generally speaking, I'm able to at least check and be like, okay, do I want to buy right now? Do I not want to buy right now? The problem with today is I had a lot of downtime. Those of you in Discord could tell probably, but I had a lot of downtime today at the job, so I was pretty much almost just sitting there watching it for quite a bit of the day. Why I got caught today, which was buy at the very last second, last couple minutes of the market. Then I would have made huge profits probably within a day or two. I'm still set up to make decent profits. Like I said, I'll probably make between 10 and 20% is what I'm thinking. When you average the two different calls that I have put together, these two together, I'll probably average 10 to 20%, which is obviously not horrible for 1, 2, maybe 3 day returns. It's just frustrating because, like I said, if I would have stuck to my fundamentals, I would have probably been up on those calls probably 5 to 10% already, and then set myself up very good for the next upcoming couple days. So, point of the stream is to show you guys, one, hopefully motivates you to get into options, because, I mean, even though I'm pissed off that I didn't stick to my fundamentals and it almost cost me a lot of profit, I mean, it didn't almost cost me anything, let's be real, I set myself up nicely still, but hopefully motivates you, because even though I'm down a lot on these options, you can see I still made 32% on my account today alone. And for some reason, at least when I tried to do it the 1 week isn't working lately, on the desktop at least. But if you follow me on like Snapchat, Instagram, what else, Discord app, I post the profits and everything. For the 1 week, I'm still up like well over 60-70% overall. So, I mean, yes, it is frustrating. I mean, if I would have probably be sitting around, like, say, 560, maybe even 570. So that would put me up about 140 from where I am right now, which, like I said, would be about a 10 to 20% roughly return is what I'm expecting out of these by the time all said and done. And then I will go back, sit, wait for a dip, buy the dip, sell the rip, rinse, repeat, over and over and over and over and over and over again. So let me check out our stream real quick. I haven't checked to make sure that we're doing alright. Hopefully the video's doing alright. I don't know why it keeps saying, I might need to go in and edit my settings sometime. Hopefully the stream's doing alright. If it's like blurry or anything, because it looks like to me it's blurry, like see the squares. Hopefully it's not blurry. If it is, definitely let me know. I'm trying to get the setup all right. Like a lot of you guys know, I got a new computer recently, so I'm still working the kinks out on getting it all set up and whatnot perfectly for you guys. I mean, it's an amazing laptop. It's an Asus. It's got it's 8th generation Core i5 Intel processor and all that stuff in it. i5 is obviously not the best one. i7 or i9, however many there are now, is the best. But it's still a hell of a lot faster than the last laptop. But how's it going, Josh? Good afternoon. But yeah, overall, like I said, I'm still set up pretty well to have a good week. I'm not worried about these options whatsoever. It's just super, super frustrating to know. I knew as soon as I did it, essentially, because I started watching it even harder, I was like, man, I got a feeling this thing's going to drop even more in the last hour of the day. Sure enough, it dropped like a rock. Again, if I would have watched my 1 hour, MACD is my super key indicator when it comes to options, or anything really for that matter. I love the MACD more than the RSI personally when it comes to buying opportunities. If I were to have just watched that, I would have caught it at the perfect time. I mean, I doubt I would have caught it at the lowest point or anything, because obviously you always want to wait for confirmation. But even if I'd waited till 291.50, I obviously would have been up decently. So it's just frustrating. It's just one of those things. You live, you learn. I'll learn for next time, but I'm still set up for at least 10 to 20% profit, which, like I said, would put the account overall at right around 560 to 570. So, and then I'll be investing some more money into the account as the month goes on. I'll be putting forth another $200 in the account at some point this month. So it's all about investing, reinvesting, not taking out. Have an emergency fund, that way you don't have to pull out of your emergency fund. Have an emergency fund so you don't have to pull out of your trading account. That is my #1 advice for everybody. And then obviously stick to your plan. I cannot stress that enough. But if you guys have any questions, like I always say, just shoot them out there. Really don't. What do I say time and time again? Short it above 315. Like short it from, I would say 320 at the highest. The short range is 310 to 320. Once it gets above 310 to 320, time to short it. Once it gets around 250 to 270, time to go long. every single time. I don't care what the news event is. I don't care if Elon Musk is, I don't care what the man's doing. I don't care if he's going through a sex change. For all I care, it does not matter. I don't care what the news event is. I just go off of the charts and what has worked time and time again when it comes to Tesla, which is short it once it gets above 315 to 320. 310 to 320 is your range to start shorting it. Consider shorting it. And once you get below 275, maybe even 280, but for sure once you get below 275, it's time to go long. Because what do you see? We got down to 252. Boom. We continued up till about 300. Once we got above 300, we came down. I don't remember what this was for exactly. Well, when was that? The 18th? I'm sure there was some BS news event. But either way, it got above 300. Boom. Came back down to 275. What do you know? Started going long, going long, going long. 315. Boom. Now got down to what? 263. Boom. 315. Now, obviously, this is a little bit of an outlier because this was a pretty big news event when it came to Elon Musk. But like I said, I don't care at the end of the day. I'm just going by what has worked time and time again. I don't trade Tesla personally. It's way too volatile for my liking. I'm sure you can make a killing on the options if you do it right, which is why I'm preaching to you guys. Just look at the charts. Just look at the recent trends. And until the trend is broke, why, like I keep saying, why fix what's not broken? I mean, obviously you got the outliers up here in the 350s, but generally speaking, 320, come down, 290, 280s, go up, come down, 280, boom, 320, go down, boom, 250. I mean, just overall, just look at the chart. I mean, it's not that hard, guys. Just do the homework. Look at just when you are considering for the first time investing, doing options, any kind of stuff with the stock, and you're expecting it to go up or down, just sit there. I encourage you to just watch the stock. Don't even worry about paper trading for all I care. Just sit there and watch it. Kind of write out a prediction for yourself in a notebook or something. Just write the ticker symbol. Say ticker symbol TSLA, Tesla. Current price 310. Predicted price by, say, 1010. For example, that's just when my options expire. Say by 1010, which is next Wednesday, week and a half. Predicted price for me, 280 or 285, I'd say. That'd be my predicted price. So, I mean, who knows? Put it in the books. Go back to this video and see where it's at by 1010. And we'll talk then. Who knows? I might be wrong. It might be at 400. Who knows? That's why I don't trade the stock. I don't like it. But just start out by just doing simple predictions. I mean, you're not using your money. You're not having to work hard or anything. I mean, do work hard. I mean, do the homework. Make a legitimate, educated guess. And then just come back on that day, see where it's at, and see if you're right. Then consider either going ahead and doing some paper trade if you wish, or go ahead and start trading some options or investing in the stock, whatever you want to do. Short it, whatever your type of route that you like to do is. But me personally, I'll probably never trade Tesla. I think it's only worth about a tenth of the price it's currently sitting at. Personally, I think it's worth about 30 bucks a stock. I've said it over and over. It's an automobile company. It's not SpaceX. It's not anything else. It is an automobile company, period. It's only worth about a tenth of what it's trading for, if you ask me. Most people, I don't say most people, I'll say half of the people that you listen to are going to say totally opposite. They think it's worth $400 or $500 a share, or like an Amazon company, $1,000 a share, whatever. Everybody has their own opinion, but we don't decide it at the end of the day. So that's my whole spiel on Tesla, because I know there's quite a few people that are into Tesla. Let's check out that pot stock. What was that? I forgot the name of it now. Isn't it like, it won't let me look at my whole watch list. Why does it not let me look at my whole watch list? That is super annoying. If somebody knows how to pull up your entire watch list, please let me know. That'd be greatly appreciated. Man, what the hell is the name of that pot stock? Tilray, that's what it is. Like I said, please let me know if the video is having any issues whatsoever. Is it TLRY? Yeah. Okay. So yeah, I'm still short this thing. I do not like it at all whatsoever. I just don't. I can't believe it's up to 165 again. People are still stupid enough to buy this crap way up here. It was at 14-15% today. Stupid. Yeah, no, there ain't no way. I see it coming back down under $100. Nope. Because I'm pretty sure. Let's just do this. Let's just take a look at the option prices. Let's see how much stupid people are willing to pay for the options on this. Okay, so I don't want to buy it. I want to do options. What the fuck? Oh, there we go. Okay, let's see how fucking stupidly priced these are. Man, is my internet lagging? What the hell? Let me go ahead and exit this, because I'm just going to wrap it up after this. And I know that takes a lot of data. Okay, yeah, holy shit. That is insane. Let's go out even further. Let's go out to October 12th, since that's where we like to play. That is nuts. So, if you were, okay, let's do a put, because obviously the puts are going to be cheaper since the stock was up goddamn 15% today, for whatever reason. Why? Oh, I bet you more people are shorting it than going long it. That's why the puts are more expensive, aren't they? Come on, damn it. Yeah. The calls are actually not that bad. But yeah, look at, let's just go, okay, so the current share is 160. Well, hell, no wonder, because we're in the fucking 500s. I hate Robinhood sometimes. Like, use a little bit of common sense. Obviously, we're not going to be doing no $500 short. Okay, so current price is 160. So, I mean, even super out of the money, $120 is $530. That means it's going to cost, let's do this. Look at that implied volatility. Holy crap. So, yeah, watch. Boom. So it's going to cost you $530 for an option, October 12th option, that is $46, over $46 out of the money. That is just insane. I mean, there's just, that's just stupid. I mean, there ain't no other way around it. So I'll never trade that, never will. I'll just keep sticking with SPY. SPY keeps making me money practically every single day. So why fix what's not broken at the end of the day? That's how I see it. But like I said, make sure we don't have any questions or anything like that. Let's see, I'm having stream issues. Man, yeah, I'm gonna have to get that figured out.